In the middle of the 2020 lockdown, Sean "Diddy" Combs went live and introduced a little white girl to the world.
What's your other last name? Ava Baroni Combs? Yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child.
But after that live stream, Ava disappeared. No one saw her again. Years later, shocking courtroom testimony from actor Terrence Howard revealed a chilling truth.
So then my assistant was like, you know, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant.
And Diddy's own ex-bodyguard said it was all a setup. That girl was never adopted, and she didn't belong there.
In the chaos of 2020, when the world was locked down and celebrities were live streaming from their homes to stay relevant, Diddy went live on Instagram and introduced the world to a young white girl named Ava Barron Combs. At first, it looked like a touching pandemic story, a global music mogul giving a young girl a new life. But just as fast as she appeared, Ava vanished. And now, years later, her name has resurfaced. This time, not in family photos or music videos, but in federal court documents, explosive testimonies, and disturbing allegations. This isn't about clout or clickbait anymore. This is about a missing girl, a celebrity empire under fire, and a truth darker than anyone was ready for. So the question everyone's asking is, where is Ava Barron Combs? Let's rewind to March 2020. COVID-19 had shut down the world.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Ava Baroni Combs? Yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents that, but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up.
Ava, that's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody to know. We want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids, and everybody else adopted kids. Charlize Theron, everybody's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent.
I always come over.
Yeah. And it's Ava Baroni Combs. Come on.
But fans started noticing something strange. Ava wasn't around much after that.
People were scared, isolated, clinging to social media for some sense of connection. That's when Diddy went live. He introduced a shy, quiet girl sitting beside him and said she was now his daughter. What's your last name? Ava Combs. No, your other last name? Barron. Ava Barron Combs. Ava introduced herself, said she was a Scorpio. Diddy grinned and told the world he'd adopted her. He compared himself to Madonna and Sandra Bullock, saying this was just what celebrities do. Take in a child and give them a better life. But almost immediately, fans noticed something was off. Ava seemed uncomfortable on camera. Her smiles didn't reach her eyes. She sat rigidly, barely interacting, and she never called him dad. Was it just nerves, or was something deeper going on? After that live stream, Ava was barely seen again. No birthday celebrations, no family TikToks, no back-to-school posts, no updates. She wasn't with Diddy's daughters in photos. She was often seen, if at all, near his sons, Christian and Justin Combs, both of whom are now embroiled in separate sexual assault and trafficking allegations. And then, she was gone. Fast forward to 2024. Terrence Howard, award-winning actor, walks into a courtroom and stuns the room. He's not just testifying about Diddy's aggressive behavior, he's exposing a pattern. Howard described how Diddy lured him in under false pretenses, offering acting lessons, requesting music reviews, then allegedly tried to isolate and manipulate him. He just stared at me, didn't want to work on any scenes, just looked. I think he's trying to fuck you, Howard's assistant warned him. But then came the chilling line. Once you compromise your manhood in this industry, you never get it back. That's when Ava's name returned to the conversation. Because Howard didn't just describe his experience, he implied others were involved. Vulnerable people, maybe even children. And court insiders now believe Ava might be one of them. Enter Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard. This man was there, he saw everything, and now he's talking. Deal said the whole adoption was fake, that Ava wasn't legally adopted, that she was picked up during the pandemic and used for PR, a feel-good moment to soften Diddy's image. Once the headlines stopped buzzing, she was discarded. It wasn't about love, it was optics, Gene said. She was vulnerable, and when he was done, she was gone. If this sounds like a one-off story, think again. Because the Ava mystery fits into a disturbing pattern, one already detailed in Cassie Ventura's lawsuit. Cassie accused Diddy of controlling her every move, recording her during freak-offs with strangers, forcing her into violent, degrading encounters, using the footage for blackmail and control. And now, according to investigators, federal agents are reviewing that footage, not just looking for Cassie, but for signs that minors were present. That's where Ava's name comes up. Again, let's line it all up. 2020, Diddy goes live, introduces Ava. 2021, she disappears from the spotlight. 2023, Cassie files her lawsuit. 2024, federal raids begin. Ava's name resurfaces in sealed court documents. 2024, Terrence Howard and Gene Deal blow the case wide open. If this was just a publicity stunt, where is the follow-up? Where is Ava now? And more importantly, why is no one in Diddy's camp talking about her? Remember that strange moment when Diddy said, "I adopted her like Madonna adopted kids"? At the time, it seemed weird but harmless. But now, that comparison feels more sinister. Madonna's adoptions have long been criticized, some even investigated, for possible illegal removals, coercion, and exploitation. So when Diddy made that parallel, was he bragging or confessing? Now, 50 Cent, who's been beefing with Diddy for years, has entered the chat in the most aggressive way yet. He's producing a full documentary called Did He Do It? Not a diss track, not a meme. A full-on expose backed by real footage, former insiders, and potential victims. They can't charge him for what we saw, 50 says in a teaser, but we can't unsee it. And sources claim Ava's story will be at the center of it. This isn't just about celebrity gossip anymore. This is a potential federal case involving trafficking, cover-ups, and abuse of power. And now, there are whispers that Ava is cooperating with federal agents, that she's safe, that she's ready to talk. If true, her testimony could shatter everything, confirming what Terrence Howard hinted, what Gene Deal claimed, and what Cassie described in painful detail. When Diddy went live and introduced Ava, we saw a smiling man and a quiet girl. Now, we're seeing something else. A man under investigation for trafficking. A network of silence finally unraveling. A young girl who may have survived something horrific, and who the world forgot. But we remember, and we're not letting this go. If you believe Ava Baron Combs deserves answers, justice, and protection, drop a comment below. Let your voice be heard. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because this story isn't over, not by a long shot, and we'll be here when the truth finally comes out.